Section 9.1.1 is all about parallel line angle pair relationships. Before we get started with doing the problems that have been assigned for this section, I'd like to show you a little exercise that you can do that will help give you an intuitive feel for these angle pair relationships. First of all, you will need a few things. You'll need paper, you'll need a pencil, you will need either a ruler or something else that has two parallel sides. This is a nail file. I suggest that you have some colored pencils, although they're not absolutely necessary, and you need some see-through paper of some kind. If you don't have anything like tissue paper or parchment paper at home, then in a pinch, you will be able to use binder paper because you can actually see through that pretty well, as you can see right now. All right, let's get started. First of all, I'm going to draw two parallel lines because, after all, this is about parallel line angle pair relationships. So there are the two parallel lines. And I will put arrows on them because they extend infinitely in either direction. I'm going to put this little symbol on them because this shows that they are parallel lines. So I think I'm going to put two of these on here. One or two, either one works, but this shows that these are parallel lines. Once we've got our parallel lines, I'm going to put the transversal, which cuts across the two parallel lines. So this setup is a very interesting kind of system. And you can see here that we have a diagram of parallel lines being cut by a transversal. Other kinds of lines can also be cut by a transversal, but it's only these parallel lines that have these special relationships. So now we're going to go on a treasure hunt to find these special relationships on parallel lines cut by a transversal. We are going to look for angle relationships or pairs of angles that are exactly the same size. So I'm going to put this paper over and I'm going to trace one of these angles. And then I am going to go hunting on this shape to see if I can find other angles that have the exact same measure. So I'm looking at the shape, and I think actually the easiest one to find, maybe if I just slide this down the transversal to here, to the other parallel line. And I can see that, yes, this angle is exactly the same as this angle is. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it with a colored pencil. So we're going to make this one green. So there's one angle pair relationship that I found. They're on the same side as the transversal, but they're formed by the different parallel lines. One parallel line has this one, the other parallel line has this angle. All right, let's go looking for some others. Let's see, so no more on this side. So let's take a look on this side. Well, that angle isn't exactly the same, and neither is that one. But if we turn this slightly this way, we can see that we found yet another pair that is exactly the same. So it's kind of on the opposite side of these two intersecting lines, but it is the same size angle. So let's go ahead and mark that one with a different color. We'll make this one blue. And then we'll keep hunting for some more. So if we have this one, I wonder if we can just slide up here and see if this one, yep, that one also is the same. So we'll use another color for this one. So here's our original, and now we're coloring the new one. So we are finding quite a few angle pair relationships where the angles are the same measure. So some of them are on the same side as a transversal, and then some of them are on opposite sides of our transversal. And I think now that we've got this colored in a little, you're probably starting to notice that there may be some different size angle that also has pairs. So for instance, this one right here. So if we trace that one, and then flip that over, we can see that that too is another angle pair relationship where the angles are the same size. So I'll color that one in too. So this is something that will help you just sort of get an understanding of where these angle pairs are and where they are in this whole diagram. Because we're going to be working with this kind of diagram in this section. And it will have different sizes. Parallel lines will be closer together, maybe farther apart. And the angle of the transversal may be slightly different. But these angle pair relationships still hold even with those differences in the parallel lines and the transversal.